Hello beautiful people, this video is going to be on how I make my own wigs my own way. I'm sorry this video is coming very late and this is what it looks like by the side.
I want your hand in mine. If I'm stuck to you like glue, then nobody else will do.
So if you want to see how I make my wigs, keep watching.
So I use a spandex dome cap, a mannequin and a clamp to hold the mannequin, needle and thread. I use this curved needle, an elastic band, a lip pencil or any other thing you have for marking, scissors, push pins, and then hair. I use this hair from Modern Show Hair Company on AliExpress, Peruvian Kinky. I'm going to leave a link in the description below so you can check them out. So first I'm going to just place my closure and mark and then secure with my push pins. Then I'm going to start sewing. To make my first stitch, I pass my needle into the lace and also into the cap. For my first stitches, I always make 2 loops. Then I continue the rest with just 1 loop. I'm going to keep doing this till I get to where my push pin is, and I'm going to stop and do the same thing on the next side. I make my stitches as close to each other as possible. So when you're done, this is what it's going to look like. So I've just completed everything all around. I'm going to start sewing my wig onto the cap. First I flip the cap and I'm going to sew a track under the cap. This helps to prevent the flipped tracks from showing when I wear my wig. To make my first stitch, I pass the needle into the weft, into the cap as well. I'm very close to my lace closure. For the first stitch, I make 2 loops again. This is just to make sure it's secure. After making the first stitch, I do it again the second time. Then I'm just going to continue by sewing passing my needle under the weft. I'll just keep doing this till I get to the other end of the closure. I'm going to flip my cap back again and start making my wig. I do what I just did before. I pass my needle into the weft, into the cap, make 2 loops, I'll do it again the second time, then continue by passing my needle under the weft. After about 3 stitches on the fourth one, I make another loop just to reinforce it. I'm just going to continue like this till I get to the other end where I'm going to flip my track. To flip my track, I'm going to do the same thing I did in the beginning. Pass the needle into the weft of this hair, make 2 loops. When I'm sure it's tight enough, I'll then flip the track. So we want our tracks to be as flat as possible. I'm going to pass the needle again through the weft, and my stitches here are going to be as close to each other as possible. This will help the tracks lay flat. Just that it's going to look something like this. Then for spacing of my tracks, depending on how much weave-on you have or the quantity of your weave-on, I use my fingers. I use my middle finger at the bottom. Then as I advance to the top, I use my index finger. Like I said, it depends on the bundles you have. When I run out of thread or about to run out of thread, what I do is that I pass my needle into the weft, make like 2 loops, then I'll just make 3 knots as I'm doing right now. 2 or 3 knots as you wish. I'm just going to cut off the excess with scissors. I keep sewing this way till I get to the top of the cap. Once I get very close to the top, I start to make a curl. And I continue flipping my tracks just the same way I've been doing. Be careful not to pass the needle into the band on the cap because it prevents the cap from stretching as well. You're just passing it through the material and not through the band. I'll just keep doing this back and forth till I get as close as possible to my lace clover. When I get here, I'm going to sew as close as possible to the lace closure, but I'm not going to flip my tracks this time around. I'm just going to cut them. This is going to make it look less bumpy. I'll just continue doing this till it's time for me to sew on the last piece of weave. So what I've just done here is that I've just sewn this strap very close to the lace closure. And this is it. This is what it's going to look like inside. Right now I'm cutting off the excess lace. Be careful not to go into the hair while cutting off the lace. I'm also cutting off the cap underneath where I placed my closure. Also be careful not to go too close to your stitches. I like to use my elastic band. You can sew on wig combs if you want, but I prefer to use the elastic band. And this is just going to help my wig lay flat, and also helps to secure it more on my head. I like to wear my wigs far away from my hairline. I feel it looks better on me. Feel free to wear your wigs as close to your hairline as possible. This is what the wig looks like. Thank you for watching. See you later in my next video.
Into the night.